If anyone doesn't know me, I met Garrett in college. We lived together. Can we pause?
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it.
Sorry, can we pause the music, Brandon? Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Someone under there.
So Garrett and I lived together in college, and I've considered him one of my best friends ever since then. It's an extreme honor for me to be here tonight and have the chance to tell you why Garrett is one of my absolute favorite people in this world. Agreed. But before I do that, I actually want to say a few words about Stephanie. The first time I met Stephanie, it was at a Christmas show that Garrett's band, the Boxcar Drifters, great name, they were playing in the show, and she was going to be there. 2 months before this, Garrett had come over to my apartment and spent probably 5 hours telling me about this amazing woman that he'd met. They'd met on set, and he was so excited and telling me all about it, but he had this like sadness in his eyes as he was telling me about her. And after a bit, I was like, dude, what's wrong? You look so sad right now. She sounds amazing. And he just goes, I'm really afraid I'm going to mess it up. And I laughed and just said, okay, yeah, I get that. That's fair. Because Garrett has such incredible and frankly unrealistic expectation of women that I can see how when he finally met the one woman who fit all that, he would be afraid that he was going to screw it up. So I get it. Luckily, that didn't stop Garrett from showing her all around Los Angeles. She had just moved to town, and he took her up to Greystone Manor and all over the place, just as friends. He wanted to be very clear. He was just a friend doing good friend things. So anyways, as he's falling in love with this girl and I find out that she's coming to his show, I know what I have to do. I have to sit right next to her the whole night, whether she likes it or not, and talk about what an amazing person Garrett really is. I enlisted the help of Michael Tucker, and together we bombarded Stephanie with an image of a man who would make Helen of Troy swoon. Oh my god, Garrett can really handle the guitar, can't he? Oh my god, is that a bass? He plays bass too? Wow, he really sings well, doesn't he? Oh my god, that's amazing. And it was all true, 100% true. Stephanie laughed the whole time, and Michael and I went home that night thinking, man, we killed it, we were on. We didn't realize that Stephanie just laughs at everything. But she joined in the fun, and at one point, Michael and I jokingly started having an argument about which one of us would marry Garrett first. And this was the one time that Stephanie wasn't laughing, and she got this really stern look in her eye, and she just said, not if I get him first. Congrats, you win. To me, that's the really amazing thing about Stephanie, is that she didn't need Michael nor I to tell her about how amazing Garrett was. She just saw it and she adored it for it. I think that she has this amazing ability to see the best in everyone that she meets, and she helps you see the best in yourself and bring that out, and to see that with Garrett is just incredible. It's this weird irony to me that you're never going to realize how much of an impact you had on him. Before you met him, there was like a filter over his personality, like gray clouds over a sunny day. It just seemed like part of him wasn't able to fully come out. But the day he met you, that changed. And so you know him as the full amazing person that he is, but you changed him in a way that I've never seen anyone change another person. So thank you for that. I've been really struggling to find a key moment that defines my friendship with Garrett. There was the first week that we lived together, we played video games the entire time and just yelled at each other across the hall with Sophie like laying on the floor in the hallway. There was the time in college that I had broken up with my longtime girlfriend, and he came home to find me laying on the couch with the TV and radio blasting, trying to just like drown out my own thoughts. And he took one look at me and said, "We need to go to Red Robin." There was also the time that I helped him with a scene in acting class, one which involved him rappelling down from the theater's catwalks, not because it added anything to the scene, just because he could.
Added so much. ever.
It was amazing. It was amazing. But I think the moment that I've landed on is this. In January of 2006, he came running into the theater department looking more excited than I'd ever seen him. And to call Garrett stoic is like calling Dungeons and Dragons nerdy. But he came running in looking more excited than I'd ever seen him because there was a concert happening in Fresno, a Weezer concert, and it was potentially going to be like their second to last concert ever. Spoiler, it wasn't. Tickets were $50, and he wanted to know if I wanted to go all the way down to Fresno, which is 12 hours away from Ashland. And I wanted to go, but I was sitting there thinking, we have homework, we have rehearsals, $50 is a lot of money, and money on gas. Should we really be doing this? And I've always considered myself pretty smart and well thought out and not very impulsive, but next to Garrett, usually I was the one making rash decisions. But here he was saying, let's go travel the length of California twice in 2 days for a 3-hour concert. Hell yeah, let's do it. So I did. I jumped in the car with him and we drove down and stayed the night at his grandma's house. And it was an amazing trip. To see that band and to be there with him and just be a part of that experience was something that I had never done before. To break the mold and just be free like that, it was really incredible. And on our way back, we stopped in Weed, California. And after we'd made all of the very obvious jokes about it, we got out of the car to fill up, and I just took a breath and took it all in. The sun was setting, the gray clouds of winter were coming in, and Garrett was just filling up the gas tank. And as I looked at him, I wondered, does he realize how much this weekend changed my life? I don't know if he did, because that weekend he showed me that life is just right there in front of you, waiting for you to live it. And all you have to do is jump in. So thank you. So really, I wasn't surprised when in the summer of 2011, Garrett decided to take a road trip across the country. He learned to shoot a gun and bought one to take with him because he was afraid of bears attacking him at night. None did, but I like to think that had less to do with his own smart choice of where to sleep at night and more to do with the bears knowing not to mess with Garrett. See, that's the thing about Garrett, is he is maybe not impulsive, but he's incredibly brave. And he sees obstacles as just challenges that you overcome with perseverance and knowledge. And to be honest, I was bummed you didn't ask me to go with you, because I love being around you when you're like that. I love it when you're at your best, taking on the world. It's also really fitting to me that Garrett met Stephanie a few months after that road trip, because in everything that he did, his acting, his music, his hobbies, it always seemed like he was looking for something, like something was missing from his life. And that first day when he told me about meeting you, and when I hung out with you guys for the first time on New Year's Eve 2011, I saw it. I understood. He'd finally found what he was looking for. He'd found you. So please join me in congratulating one more time Garrett and Stephanie.